Good morning, Code News RJ, back with another video, so let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day, something I've shown off before, but it's kind of appropriate with today's topic. From 2015, a Beckett slabbed a 9.5 gem mint. Only one did get a 9.5, everything else is a 9.5. The edges did get 9.5, they got a 9. This one I bought slabbed already. It's actually in this extra holder because I've told this story before. A couple years ago, I went to one of the Philly shows, and they had like a treasure hunt. If you they gave you like a piece of paper with 16 different little images on it, and throughout the show, 16 different dealers had the item pictured on the image, and you had to get each one of them to like initial. There was a way to get you to go around to these different vendor tables, have a little fun, and they gave you a prize. Well, the really lame, cheap prize they gave me was this Beckett card holder. It was even a Beckett one. It wasn't a SGC or a PSA. It was a Beckett holder, and this just happened to be one of the two Beckett's I even had in my collection, simply because it was a one-of-one printing plate. That's why I bought this one. It is the yellow printing plate from 2015 Gypsy Queen. So that is my random Mike Schmidt item of the day. Today's random baseball item of the day. A really cool thing here I got this as a throw-in to an eBay purchase. Somebody just tossed this in the back. I believe this is a 1952 Bowman. No, 1951 Bowman. Philadelphia Philly guy named Russ Meyer was a pitcher. Really beat up and totally trashed. Really isn't worth slabbing. This might be a $1 or $2 card in this condition, so it's not going to make it any better if I slab it up, but it's a really cool little card. It was my first Bowman. I haven't bothered to buy any Bowmans. Certainly, random Phillies like Russ Meyer aren't going to break the bank, but I don't just go out and buy random cards typically, so it was nice to get this a freebie and an eBay purchase. Figured I'd show that off to you there. Today's trivia question. I had to think about this one. I had to look at it. I came up with the question, and then I started looking up trying to find the answer. It took me forever to figure it out, but I figured it out. So, two biggest grading card companies, PSA and SGC. What does SGC stand for? That's your question. Prize for that one will be this awesome 2024 Topps Allen and Ginter Ted Williams mini with the black border. Really awesome looking card, not numbered at all, but a parallel version of a little Ted Williams card. I figured somebody out there is going to want a nice Ted Williams black border. So all you got to do is send me an email with a guess to that question. I will include my email in the description below, along with a repeat of that question. You will have today and tomorrow to answer. We'll pick a winner on Sunday, all right? Good luck to everybody on that one. Today, what I want to talk about is I've seen a lot of people recently over the past few months, maybe a year or two now. There's a big debate about whether or not to grade cards anymore. A couple of reasons people do that. The plethora of graded cards is astronomical. The grading fees seem to keep going up. There's always a question about, is it worth it to grade? And several collectors have decided to just start doing their own slabs. They'll go in with a mag holder kind of a company, or there's a couple companies that make custom slabs with custom labels. I know Mangini's doing that. Dylan over at Double D Collectibles is doing his own slabs. I think there's one or two other guys who are doing their own slabs and not bothering to getting them graded, but putting them in their own little plastic case because it looks cool. And John Mangini went on a rant the other day. He goes on this rant once in a while. Why do we grade cards? What's the point? Why do I do it? Why? And I thought about that, and it occurred to me that, there's a few reasons to grade your cards. And I figured I'd give out my answer. to John, why do we grade cards? And I broke it down into 5 reasons. In my belief, as I contemplate why do we grade cards, I believe there are 5 specific reasons, and I'm going to go through them with you right now by showing off some graded cards. So, if you recall, grading cards started back in the early 1990s, maybe the late 1980s, but PSA came around in the early 1990s. Specifically, PSA came into being for one reason. There were a lot of counterfeit cards at the time. Okay. PSA was going to guarantee your card professional sports authenticators. It was going to guarantee that what your card was a real card, put it in a plastic case, it could never be tampered with. So that was the impetus of grading cards. It wasn't for the condition, it was for authenticity's sake. And that is the first reason I think that we get our cards graded, especially the older cards. So here are 2 old cards from my collection, 2 1800s era cards in my collection. An Allen Ginter, Joe Mulvey, member of the Phillies, and an Ed Daly, old Judge, member of the Phillies. So 2 Phillies cards that I have in my collection from the 1800s. I would not have purchased these cards loose. I would not have spent any money at all on such a card unless I had a guarantee that they were authentic. I'm not going to buy a loose one of these cards. I never know. I don't trust anybody to sell me one that's, provably, that they swear is vintage, original. I don't know enough about them to make that determination. So I'm not going to spend the money unless it's slabbed already and I know that it actually is an authentic card. So authenticity was the original reason cards were slabbed, and it's still to this day, especially for vintage cards, the biggest reason to get cards slabbed or to buy them that way is to get them authentic. The second obvious reason, the most obvious reason of any, is value. Okay? You are slabbing up a card because you're hoping to create a valuable card. Now, modern era cards that are current era, you really only have that ability if you get a 10. If you take a card, you slab it, and you get a 9, chances are it's not worth much more than the price of the card unslabbed. You get a 10, that can be worth big bucks if it's a hot rookie or if it's a really desirable player. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning here. So that's the biggest reason to do modern cards. Now, vintage cards, you really do get a bang for your buck. You really do increase the value if you get it slabbed. So let me give you an example. I'm going to show you 3 different versions of the same card and talk about a little bit about the value of those cards. So here we go. 1973 Topps rookie Mike Schmidt card. This card has a serious crease down the side. The corner, all 4 corners are heavily worn. That one especially. You can see that awesome crease right there. It is a beater of a card. Yet this beater of a card, as a Mike Schmidt rookie, typically commands a price of $75 to $100, maybe a little bit more if it was in better condition. But a Mike Schmidt rookie card raw will likely cost you a minimum of $75. More than likely a little right around $100 for a Mike Schmidt rookie card raw. That price stays pretty consistent if it goes to a 1, maybe 100 to 150 for a 1, and it goes up from there. So for example, I have here a VG3, PSA 3. This one, ballpark $275, $300. So the price to get it slabbed, $25. we'll take that $100 card and make it into a $250 card, maybe $300 on a good day. Same card, maybe a little bit better condition, but the key is that little grade right there, 3. Let's look at another card. Here is PSA 7 Mike Schmidt rookie card. This one, on average these days, is going for about $500, $600 in that neighborhood. It varies depending on the condition and the eye appeal. This one is probably about a $550 card. If it went up to an 8, you're going to be talking about anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200. If it was a 9, you're looking at a $10,000 card. And if it was a 10, you're talking about $250,000. A Mike Schmidt rookie card, PSA 10, I think the last one sold ballpark $250. Don't quote me on that. I don't pay attention to those prices because I'm not like in the market at the moment. But obviously, with the vintage cards, the grade matters significantly. So why do you want to get a value? I mean, we all want to know what the value of our cards is. A lot of us will say we don't care, and to a large degree that's true. We collect for the fun of it. We collect for the love of the hobby. The value is just an added benefit. But the truth is we all love seeing that our cards are valuable. It's just the way it is. We're doing this to enjoy it, but we're also enjoying the value, the increase in the value. And we look at these little cardboard trinkets as a way to pass down something to our family, something of value that they may sell someday. So the value is important. And getting it slabbed, especially for vintage cards, is going to increase the value. It just is. All right. So the first reason you're going to get your cards slabbed is to authenticate that they are real. The second reason is for value. It just is. As much as you say you don't care or this person doesn't care, that's a bunch of bull. We all care about our value of our cards. Another reason we get cards slabbed is for the set registries. PSA is the master of this, although as I understand it, some other cards have companies or some other grading companies have their own little attempts at it. Don't quote me on this. The PSA set registry is the definitive one. A new set registry I started this year, and I had spoken about it on a couple videos now, is the 1961 Golden Press set. These cards, loose, they don't have much value. Slabbed, they still don't have much value. But it helps me as a collector. I don't mind getting the whole set. I can get the whole book if I wanted to for about anywhere from $400 to $1,000, depending upon the condition of the book. And I'm not going to say I have the whole set. But I also I'm a big set collector. And as a set collector, I enjoy the registry. I really do. So getting these cards slabbed in a PSA slab makes me happy. It fills a niche. It scratches an itch to have a full set that I can show and say is my PSA set registry. A set like this, I don't care about my ranking. I'm never going to have all 10s. 2 sets that I do have that I do care about my ranking. One is the Mike Schmidt set. I'm trying my best to get the 10s that I can in that set. I want to say I'm like at number 15 or 13 on the Mike Schmidt basic set run. The other one is the Kmart set. Again, I'm desperately trying to become the one collector who has all 10s in that set. I'm a long way from it, but I think I'm number 3 on the 1982 Kmart PSA set registry. I really want to get to number 1. I really want to try my best to get all 10s. So the PSA set registry, whether you like it or not, is a reason a lot of people get their cards slabbed so they can fill out this set registry thing. Like it or hate it, love it or have it be the bane of your existence. There's a lot of people out there who enjoy their set registries. Constantly seeing people start new player runs, mentioning how they're going through the Topps basic set registry of one of these players or that players. It's just a great fun thing to do. Now, another reason similar to the set registry is what I call bragging rights. Bragging rights similar to what Mike Moynihan, baseball collector, and Chris from Missouri have been doing with the Showcase Showdown. Now, they're doing it strictly for fun. It's a thing that they're doing to draw viewers to Mike's YouTube channel and to promote their collection as well as his collection as well as Chris's. It's a great showcase. I love watching every episode of the Showcase. They're doing it for fun. They're not serious. They enjoy needling each other about their bragging rights, but in truth, it is bragging rights. So here is a card I have from 1982, the 1982 Topps Mike Schmidt in a PSA 10. Now, I had a 9, but I still want every card in the PSA set registry of Mike Schmidt in a PSA 10. That is my ultimate goal someday, to have all 47 of those cards to be a PSA 10. At the moment, I don't have that. I'm very close, but the ones I need are everything back in the 70s. All the 70s cards I need to be PSA 10s, and those are thousands of dollars in that condition. At the moment, I don't have that. But I have this 10, and in a way, it's just bragging rights. Why do I need a 10? I could finish the set. I mean, I'm already done the set. Out of the 47 cards in the basic set registry, 40 of them I have in a PSA 10. Of the remaining 7, 5 of them are PSA 9s. One is a PSA 8 and one is a PSA 7. But to me, it's bragging rights to say I have this card in a PSA 10 while other people do not. You could say that's a little, vain, too much vanity and all that. But it's one of the reasons a lot of people slab their cards. I think it's Marshall Vogel, legendary collector Marshall Vogel, who's got, I don't want to say the best collection. I've seen some amazing collections on some YouTube channels and some sick collections I never thought existed. And I can't comprehend that they do exist. But Marshall Vogel's collection, he doesn't have anything less than an 8 in his collection. And he has some of the finest cards ever produced, all in PSA 8 or above. So that's what you call bragging rights right there, to do that. And I suffer from that in that regard. The last reason people get their cards slabbed, and here's an example of, well, why does it have to be a PSA slabbed? It doesn't. But here's why people get them slabbed, is because it just frickin' looks good. So let me explain. Here's a card I got slabbed. When I pulled this as pack pulled by me from 2003, the Topps Series 2. This is the rainbow foil version of the Philadelphia Phillies team card, showing them on the field in 2022 when they celebrated winning the National League Championship, okay? It was really a cool card. I liked the way it looked, and I thought to myself, this would look a whole lot better in a slab. So I sent it in, and I got a PSA 10. And it does. It looks a whole lot better than if it was loose. Another example is this awesome orange sapphire version from 2023 Topps Sapphire. The orange version got a PSA 10. It looks fantastic in the slab. It looks so much better than if it was loose. Similarly, SGC. A lot of people slab using SGC for the tuxedo effect. Let me show you a cool look there. Here's a card, 2012 Panini Cooperstown, the Mike Schmidt Hall of Fame signature card. It just looks awesome. It's a black card, black and white card with the blue signature, and in the black tux of the current SGC style, This card looks amazing. Now, you could say, and I believe rightly so, that if you simply took a card like this, or any card like this, and put it in a slab of your own, there's a good chance it would look just as good. That's where John Mangini and Dylan have done it correctly. If you just want the cards to look good, then there's no reason to get it slabbed, because it'll look good if you put it in a mag touch, a one touch or mag holder, or any of the other millions of holders out there. Shoot, it'll look good in just a top holder, actually, a top loader, But for whatever reason, we're all of the mind that the slabbing things is the way we want to go. And I appreciate John and Dylan and other people who say, don't slab. I want to touch my cards. I want this, that, and the other thing. But the truth is, we all love our slabs too. We just do. And there's a lot of reasons people do it. And again, I've just given you 5. And the one where it says, hey, it looks good in a regular case as well. But there's always something that makes us go, let's slab it up. Let's put it in a slab and make it look good. Let's slab it. Never go away. It'll only get more and more prolific. It helps the hobby. Love it or leave it. It's here to stay. So that's my little rant about to slab or not to slab. So hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please consider like, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. Appreciate everybody's support as I try my best for everybody else in this great card meeting. All right, we got one more video again on Friday. After that, we'll have the trivia recap. All right, appreciate you all watching. Hope to see you again soon. Have a great rest of your week and take care.